You know, this time of year can be challenging for families navigating holiday timesharing, but the team at Velez Law is dedicated to making the process smoother by focusing on what matters the most, the well-being and experiences of the children and their parents. Here to share more about how they prioritize families during the holidays is managing attorney and owner Tunisia Velez. Great to see you again.
Nice to see you.
This is a really tricky situation because you're sharing, and sometimes that alternates in those situations every season. What is best practices and best advice when you head into the holidays to make sure it's a smooth one for your kids?
Yeah, so I mean, primarily at this point, you should have already created an order that's enforceable, you know, letting both parents know who the kids are going to be spending their time with. That is, you know, first step. That is going to alleviate conflicts. That's going to ensure that those best practices have already been reduced to writing, so no one has to think. They just look at the order and comply with it.
And it's a good idea when you already have that in place. I have felt from personal experience, it's good to kind of set those expectations with your kids early, right? And make that a positive memory experience. Say, you know, you're gonna do this and I'm gonna do this and this is what we're creating around this. Those positive memories in that household mean so much.
Yeah, and kids, you know, they're going to feel that. They're going to feel if there's conflict, if there's tension. So it's great when, you know, kids wake up and they know if they're going to be with mom or they know if they're going to be with dad. If there's tension surrounding, you know, a paramour or I don't want your dad to have, you know, whatever. Kids feel that, and then it's just a waste of a holiday.
Keep that drama someplace else for another conversation.
Exactly.
You know, we're talking about like conflict-free with those discussions. Even being conflict-free and thinking through how you're going to handle the handoff, right? Thinking through who's going to pick up where and how. Is that important too, to make sure that facilitate a smooth exchange into those holidays?
Right. You know, best practice is to grin and bear it.
Yeah.
You know? Just walk the kids over, and make sure the kids aren't feeling any tension, and save the mumbling or the anger, whatever they're feeling for the car ride home. That would be best. And you know, it's difficult because courts are closed. Oftentimes, I know my office is closed during this time, so if there's a conflict, we can't step in and resolve it. You just gotta work through it.
And there's so many different situations these days. I'm thinking all the different family situations, blended family situations, newly separated parents. Everybody's going through something. It's really about, do you focus people a lot on create new traditions?
Yeah, I mean, it's beneficial to kind of point our clients to, well, yes, this is different this season, but look at all of the new things that you can explore with your children, the new memories, because the kids aren't going to remember the court battles, they're going to remember what you actually implemented in the household. So creating new experiences where the kids aren't reflecting back on a divorce, they're reflecting back on this awesome new thing that dad took me to. So that's kind of where you want to stay focused.
That's where you can do present. That's what present time. We can do this now to make this a great situation.
Exactly.
You mentioned a lot of these places are closed during the holidays, so you really have to kind of navigate things on your own. What do you do in the event of an emergency situation? What if there is a crisis situation? Are there like emergency court orders, or like when do you go to that step, and what situations kind of warrant that?
When the kids are in danger.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the only emergency. And then if your kids are in danger, you shouldn't be calling us. You should be calling, you know, 911 or CPS. And then we'll circle back up with our clients when we can actually do something. But, you know, during that time, it's out of our hands.
Right. I think at the end of the day, it's eyes are watching, ears are listening with our little ones, and what we can do to maybe set that example right then and there in front of them. But thank you for all you do. Such great advice there. To learn more, just go to tvelezlaw.com. Right there on your screen, tvelezlaw.com. More Great Day Live after the break.